So hello and welcome to episode 15 of Talking Out Loud. 15. What a number that is. I think it might be my favourite, actually. Up there with 3 as well. Big fan of 3. And 7, oddly enough. But yeah, 15 I think probably just takes it. Fullback, of course. Fullbacks in rugby are number 15s. And I think it's my birthday as well, so I guess that makes sense. Anyway, episode 15, hopefully it lives up to that hype. But yeah, this one is pretty special. I really enjoyed this conversation, actually. This one comes from Pokhara in Nepal again. So this was taken, I think, yeah, probably hours after I recorded the Tibetan stuff from episode 14. I met a guy called Thibaut, my Belgian brother, no doubt. Met him randomly in a cafe on the way into Pokhara when I was walking back. And yeah, the bromance was born from there, I guess. For this next half hour or so, we talk about all the big topics, actually. We get pretty damn heavy on philosophy in this one. It all starts, as all good conversations do, with who's your favourite footballer, which naturally kicks off philosophical debate like nothing else. So from there we kind of chat about the tribal nature of sport, naturally, sport's relevance to the economy and capitalism in general, and obviously whether capitalism is a good thing, and then we talk about the concept of money as a thing, and then we obviously come back to the idea that we might be talking shit here, but it felt right. Anyways, then you'll also hear sort of musings on the power of the internet. I do come up with a statement that we're all gods, so yeah, bear with me on that one. There might be some truth in it, but yeah, it's pretty hard to back that up with science just yet. Anyways, we chat about mindsets as well, the big picture in general, and we get pretty heavy onto the philosophy of the pod itself, and inspirations for it. So I'll ping this over to Big Joe Rogan, Sam Harris, Russell Brand, yeah, just to see what they think, I guess. Anyways, another big plug here is for David Seaman. So David, if you are listening, I will link you on Twitter and see if I can grab you via that. But yeah, I mentioned you in this pod, and it would be great to get you on this podcast at some stage. I'd love to sort of just find a good time to catch you, as it were, and do one of these with yourself, just to chat about your life as a keeper. But yeah, we'll come on to that. You'll hear about that in the pod itself. But this is just an absolutely awesome chat, and a real pleasure to meet this guy Thibaut. And I'm looking forward to catching up in Brussels, my man. I'll see you in November, so I'll see you shortly. I'm sure we might do another one when I'm out there then. So enjoy this, and subscribe to Bankwood Bear if you get the chance. Play it. So I'm here at the Freedom Cafe, Pokhara, with another interesting gentleman that I've met on my travels. Just if you could introduce yourself, sir.
Hello, nice to meet you, my bro. So my name is Thibaut, I'm from Belgium, and I believe we met each other yesterday in
Cafe.
Pokhara, yeah. Pokhara, yeah.
And Santos.
Santos, yeah, that was amazing. I was actually walking down the street. Santos would ask me, "Oh, how are you? Do you want to share a tea with me?" I was like, "Yeah, okay, but I don't have much money." And it was like, "Thank you so much." And it was like, "Yeah, that's all right. I can offer the tea." And I end up having a tea with him. Then next thing you know is 5 minutes after you show up, and he was like, "Oh, do you want a cup of tea?" And you were like, "I have no money, dude." I'm like, "Oh, this is funny. It's the exact same thing that I said." You know?
Yeah. That was random as hell, eh?
So we end up having that tea was so good.
Yeah. Or you got some photos, eh? So
I actually do.
I'll put it on the blog. I'll put it on the internet.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I would be happy to share it. Yeah.
What Santos looks like. 'Cause he didn't look like your average dude, eh?
Yeah.
He looks like a drug dealer.
You know who? Yeah, he does. You remind me a bit of that old guys. We just met.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
Yeah, it's kind of the same
he's got
vibe
the same
as well. You know.
But this guy is not asking for money outright. You know, that's the only difference.
You can see that
Bless him.
it's a situation that happens here a lot of time in Nepal, that young kids have to beg on the street and bargain, you know, ask for money to people, especially tourists. And both of them, I think that, yeah,
They have good hearts.
yeah, they have good hearts, you know. They have a hard story as well, you know. Like Santa shared a bit with us yesterday, and
Yeah, hopefully he'll share later on. We'll see
yeah,
if he's there. But,
yeah, would love to hear what he has to say.
absolutely. He'd be
Like
great
curry,
on the podcast.
peary, black curry.
Yeah, that's it. All the Nepalese phrases.
It is.
Yeah. No, they're fascinating, dude. But yeah. So anyway, so if we can just educate people at home. So obviously I know a bit about you now. We chilled out last night, got to chatting. So we'll do the basics. So age, nationality, all that good stuff. Favorite.
Age.
We can also do something random like favorite footballer. You know, favorite footballer.
Favorite footballer? That's.
We'll go age and nationality first, and then we'll do. Think about it while you're talking about age.
So 25 years old, 25 years that I'm living on Earth. Well, I believe that age is something that nowadays doesn't mean a lot of things. Because at 18 you can have a really, really rich life, when sometimes at 30 you can still be stuck in a house or whatever.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, and I had a lot of luck, and I'm grateful that at 25 years old I've been traveling quite a fair bit. And yeah, that's cool. That's cool. You know, good experience so far. Belgium. I come from Belgium, the kingdom of Belgium, my man.
You still got rolled.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of just the image of a king. Like what he has to do is that one speech at Christmas time. So we are about to get the king speech too.
Yeah, very true.
So, you know, wishes and stuff. He can actually, he's the one who vote the prime minister.
Okay.
But he just
Based
say
on
it like
Parliament.
then of course it's the democracy behind. So yeah,
It's the same as the UK. Exactly.
It is.
We just marketed our king better.
Yeah.
We're just better at marketing, dude.
Yeah.
That's all.
This is kind of a queen as well.
Yeah, the queen. Yeah, I knew that, by the way. I was just trying to interact with the Belgian guy. I know we have a queen, dude. I know.
You better do.
I like how when everything's on record, you have to explain everything that you just said. So yeah, I know the queen. I like it. She's cool. I'm a royalist, you know.
So my favorite football player, like I wanna use that question to start maybe a good spirit or good topic, you know. Yeah, so I would pick maybe Ronaldinho. Why? Because he's a pure talented boy.
Okay.
So he's someone who was born with the capacity and the ability to kick it, you know. It's so good at it, so good. He was born in not in the wrong part of the world, but in a hard part of the world, of course. You know, his childhood was not very easy and stuff.
Yeah.
And so what happened is, like, you get famous, you know, and the story behind him, like, not as player but as human being, is quite impressive, because you end up so poor, and in 1 second you have that much money, and you have so many people that you want to carry on with it, that you want to help and stuff.
Fascinating.
And then you got lost in your football career, because you understand that this is not about the game anymore. This is not the game that you used to play when you were a kid, and that everybody would tell you, it became a business, and you can see a talented boy lost in business. And this is what happened with his life. I guess it happened with a lot of story, especially also Brazilian players and stuff.
Paul Gascoigne is a prime example in the UK.
Exactly.
Someone there who got screwed by football.
Oh, yeah?
There's a guy who got screwed by football, you know. One of the most talented footballers of all time, Paul Gascoigne. Still, as an English footballer, he'll be in the English 11, like, of all time. Easy.
All right.
He's that talented. But just lost his shit, you know. Because there's so much pressure and it's all money, and he wasn't built for this life, you know.
Yeah, it's
if he was in a more loving environment, he'd be sweet, you know.
Yeah, but it's kind of hard.
People get corrupted.
And that's the thing, like, we love football, we love the pure football, the game, the leisure, you know, like, I love having a ball, running, I love watching people, you know, struggling as a team, winning and losing as a team, having that one spirit amongst 11, 20 people, you know. But at what point, you should agree or disagree with the business that football is today, Because when you see, like, you take a year of transfer or whatever, you can solve and take proper action regarding no matter what bad thing can happen in life. We talk, poverty or whatever, You take that money that's made in football. So basically, it's dude that doing what they would do if they wouldn't have a job, they would play football in the street or whatever. Now they get paid millions to do that, and it's not only about him, it's about them, it's about all the industry behind, And I believe that sometimes I personally struggle to know where I should enjoy it and where it's okay or not okay when we talk about hundreds of millions for a transfer of player from one club to another, knowing that 100 million in his life, in his previous life, and even in his neighborhood when he grew up, it could change the whole game, and he would be happy. Like, ask Neymar if he can actually direct it, that $100 million directly to the favelas. He would be grateful that you actually thought about it, but they are stuck in a system where they are used as pawn, where they need to play.
Fantastic, that's great insight.
And so at what time, where is the point that you can actually enjoy it and then feeling concerned about it, and it's as we're talking about sports, we're talking about something really, really deep, like when we're talking about
primal,
exactly the chimp inside you is
away.
awake when we talk about football.
Sure.
I want to win, I want to scream. There is that competition,
Absolutely.
You want to let it go without feeling sort of guilty for the all the industry behind. So
that's interesting. And I think it's getting there. I mean, again, like, even in my experience, so like, let's go back to 2005, 2006, like when Man United made transfers, it'd be X amount of million, but no more than 10, sort of 15, 30 million I think we paid for Rio Ferdinand in 2003, and that's unbelievable.
It is.
And I was really concerned for a long time. I was like, fuck, are we going to be okay? Is Man United, like, is this going to break Man United? But now it's like everyone's paying 200 million, and it's a joke, And I'm like, well, fuck it, let's pay 300 million. Money's not a thing anymore. Money's so fucking ridiculous at the moment that like I said to you last night, it's monopoly money to me.
It is.
I need enough to get by, and I just make some more monopoly money from fucking stocks and shares or some bullshit, just out of thin air, and you go, oh, I got some more of that crap again. Because that's the way the world works at the minute. But I honestly don't see a reason why in 20 years we have a better system than fucking money.
Because the problem maybe it's like the money, you don't react the money the same way depending on like where you are with that money. What I'm saying is that if we talk in football, we can talk hundreds of millions, That's all right, because that's the price. If we're talking airplane, like building airplane, we can talk billions. That's all right, because that's what it's worth, But then when it comes to poverty, when it comes to sharing, charity and stuff, when you know that with few hundreds millions you can set up a really long-term planning so you can make this world a better place, this is a thought you want to think like, expensive, I don't know, there's so many things to do. But when it comes to football, it's all right to spend millions and stuff, So
it's a show.
Exactly. That's also the thing with money. At some point, money you would care so much, then you wouldn't care at all. You can see the difference when you high or not. For example, you go in a pub with your friend. First beer, you're gonna start. Fuck, it's $10, £5. That's a bit much. And after 3 beers, you'll be like, oh guys, who wants a beer? That's on me, 100% on me.
There's better music here. It's twice the price.
Exactly. You wouldn't care, and.
That's interesting. You got a good brain on you, man.
I don't know about that, but I know that.
Well, we'll see. We'll put it out there, and people go, "That's full of shit." You don't, but I like the way you think anyway. At the minute, I'm open to suggestions, guys. So if you disagree with anything we're saying, add it on the blog. Talk to me. Let us know.
Exactly. What we believe here is that we can all add something into that world. Like. There's no one that will show up one day, saying that I have the solution for world peace. I have the solution to chase the demon. I have the solution to implement new economical system. No one will show up doing this. But what's going to happen is that we can gather everyone on the same page. So one of the first steps would be a commitment, you know, feeling concerned about the humanity, feeling concerned about everyone commit to be human beings, you know, which is the first thing that we are. You can be a monk, you can be a football player, you can be Christian, you can be Muslim, you can be whatever you want. You first of all a human being, you know, and if we can commit to being back that human being, then a lot of solution will come up, you know.
Sure, man.
We gather all together. What are you doing? You're a doctor, you have solution to make a better place from your industry, do it, you know. I have a friend of mine, she's exactly, she has that PhD in psychology, you know. She's really clever, like she does that research, and after research she's writing articles and stuff. And when you talk to her, she would say that what she does is actually mind masturbating.
Interesting.
Because when they wrote articles, it's so deep sometimes, and the subject wouldn't help directly people, and it's only researchers that will read those research and stuff. And so what happens is that now the world works the way that we need articles. Okay, we want published research, whatever it is, you know. And they just don't take the time to use that great mind of them to help people,
share,
you know?
Share that information. That's all it is. Open source, and that's why, like, we've spoken about it at length. But the internet, dude, like, it's such a powerful tool.
It is,
and we're starting to use it in the right way now. Like, we did 10 years of like, whoa, this is fucking crazy. You know, we can do this. We can fuck around with stock markets, and like anyone can do that now because YouTube video. Like, if you want to get good at stocks and shares. You watch enough YouTube from guys who do this for a living, and they do it for free, and they go, I do this. And like, if you want to make money, you do this as well. And if you really want to make money and learn, anyone can do this. You do this in Nepal, you know. If you're a Nepali guy listening to this, go on YouTube. Just spend your weekend. Don't get high and go to the pub. Sit on YouTube for 20 hours and just go, make notes. Just go, oh, okay, that's interesting. I had no idea about that. It's going to take time because if you're Nepali, you're fucked. You don't know Wall Street at all, so you're going to have to put a bit more work in. But anyone could do this shit. You just fucking use your brain, you know, and believe in yourself. That's the key, yeah?
Exactly.
Just go, because we're all gods, man. I honestly believe that to be true now. This is the end of my trip, by the way, So it's 5 months to this. So go traveling as well, because it allows you this mindset, you know?
Yeah, that's so true. But, you have a good and great mindset. And,
thank you, man. I'm working on it, dude. It took me 26 years to get it, don't get me wrong. But slowly, it's getting there. My confidence is building.
As soon as you get the big picture, you know, no matter where you are, if you are really deeply involved in that big picture, which is about humanity, or just a little bit, it doesn't matter, as long as we are all on the same page, you know. It's like a football team, you know. You have a keeper, and you have strikers. The strikers may have 80% the time the ball, he would carry the ball most of the time, but the keeper is as important as the strikers, you know.
Absolutely,
And the midfielder as important, because they make the things happening. You know, they would touch the ball maybe few seconds. They would touch the ball a lot of time, but only few seconds when they touch it. But they dispatching, you know. They find the people to score, you know. They find the people to defend, you know. Exactly, you know.
Yeah, interesting. And defenders, man. Defenders are great.
Defenders are great.
They're the big boys who are like, nah, you ain't going past me. You ain't going past me. Like, nah, like you can see the goal and they're fucking.
I think if we want to put words on that, well, it's a bit funny because it could be whatever. But the defender could be the monks, for example, where the keeper could be like the Dalai Lama so far. You know?
I did a football podcast, about my 10th one with a few guys in Rishikesh. And we're talking about World 11, but only half an hour or so. Our favourite World 11 right now, and we do it, and we go through. PK's in it.
PK?
Because he banged Shakira, man. Fair play, you get man points.
That give you a straight ticket in the 11s.
Shakira, you're a beautiful woman, so it's a compliment. So I said, like, oh no, we're talking about David Seaman. I was like, they were like, oh, maybe David Seaman for all time. I was like, bullshit, not David Seaman. I love David Seaman, and he made some incredible saves, you know. But he made a lot of, like, howlers, you know, against Brazil in 2002. Ronaldinho, I think, chips it in over his head, and it's like, oh, David, no, just get back in your goal line, you know. So I really want to get David Seaman on the podcast, man. I'm going to write to him. I'll send him this, and I'll go, David, please, it'd be good to talk to you, man. Talk to you about what happened in your highs and your lows of your career and stuff. Because being a goalkeeper is fascinating.
It is. Do you know, what is his name? Michel Prudhomme?
Go on.
Is one of the top goalkeeper we ever had. Like, he's a Belgian guy, you know. He actually carried our team in quarterfinal of
when was this?
Of World Cup. That was in Mexico, so that was we.
Oh, back in the day.
Yeah, 80, 84.
Okay, man. Yeah, my football history's not great.
Oh no.
Yeah,
we can
go
check that out, you know.
Yeah, on YouTube.
Exactly.
That's
and I was playing football when I was younger, and I remember.
He said.
Yeah, when I was
intensely.
It was intense, but at the end I was also, you know, at the end before stopping football, I went on the pitch, and it would be also about not fighting but arguing sometime with people, and so I had that red card. I remember.
Oh, is it?
You know,
okay,
yeah, for some random reason that we don't want to explain, of course.
Yeah.
But I end up, you know, when you have a red card and you play at a certain level, you have to go like through sort of a football agency, you know, which is the football gov. Agency, you know, and then you have to explain what happened, why you had a red card and stuff. And so I went there with my dad, who was really into football and following me really hard, you know. Okay. And we met Michel Prudhomme in front of the building, you know.
Wow.
And my dad would just go, like, grab his hand, saying, "It's an honor for me to meet you."
You're a god, essentially.
Exactly.
You know?
It was
my idol.
Exactly. It was the first time that I actually saw my dad giving so much credit to another person, and I was like, "Wow, this gotta be someone." I mean, this is my dad saying that it's an honor. Like, yeah, I heard that only one time, and that was that one time, you know.
Wow.
And I remember he was not angry at me, but was a bit mad because of that red card. I couldn't play for 2 weeks, and the team need me. I was just the striker. Exactly, it's a silly thing to do, especially what I did is silly. But
okay.
The thing is, just after it, my father would thank me. Like, you see, opportunities are crazy. I get to meet Michel Prudhomme, which is one of the greatest keeper in the world, and
everything was for a
reason. He would almost thank me to get that red card at the end of the day, because he made his day, you know, just by shaking.
He got out the game early.
Exactly,
you got to see Prudhomme. That's hilarious, man.
So yeah,
fascinating. Again, it's all about the way you view that situation. You know, you could have walked away and gone, "Fuck, I hate my dad for that shit," you know. But no, you had the right mindset, and you're like, "This is awesome," you know. That's awesome, bro. Like, this is a good podcast. I like this one. It's just talking. Well, one thing, so I've got to run in a sec, so we'll probably stop in a second. But we'll catch up in Kathmandu. But if not, and you come the day later, I'll come to Belgium next year. You know,
I'll come in Belgium. You know, like, my home will be wide open.
Thank you, bro. Yeah. Well, likewise, if you're in the UK, man, we'll just chill for a weekend and do this shit. And just talk for.
This is what you're doing with your podcast, and I believe people think that I'm right on that one, because it's part of using your knowledge on the right way. So we have knowledge is alright, and it's really important to work on your knowledges. But the most important thing is how you use those knowledge. You know? So we know we have technology. You know that technology can get people crazy. They can stuck them in a virtual world or whatever. But you can also use that technology to do great things. So recording your travel, you know. Keep track of what you did, you know, the people you met, you know. And what you're doing is actually bringing people together. We all, no matter who you are, you can podcast with you. You are an open-minded person, you know.
This is it.
If I'm a pro-Palestinian, pro-Israeli, or pro-Tibetan, pro-Chinese, whatever, you know, I can talk with you and I can share my point of view, you know. And this is, I think, a really interesting tool, and the way you do it is really nice, and I strongly
I'm trying. I like
encourage you to go on with this, because
you
know, all together we can find solution. You know, like nowadays the people that think that the world is alright is because they haven't been traveling, or enough or at all. You know.
Agreed.
Because if you, for example, arrive in Kathmandu, which is about 200 kilometers that we are right now, it takes, I believe, about 50 minutes to understand that the world is not working the same, you know.
Right.
Then you travel. You've been traveling in Africa, so did I. So we also saw things over there, you know, and you understand that this comes from a situation, and that situation can change. You know, we are the generation that makes the change, you know.
Absolutely.
And it is so important that we stick together, you know. And this is one of the most interesting ways that I have seen so far, and yeah, I thank you for that actually.
No, not at all, man. Hey, I'm not a pioneer here. Like, there's people.
Yeah,
out there
yeah, sure.
Like, you know what I mean? I'm inspired by people who really saw the podcast coming before I did, you know. And like Joe Rogan, I talk about him a lot. Like, if you listen to my previous ones, he gets to mention in about 5 or 6. So yeah, I'll send this to Joe Rogan to see if he likes what he hears. But yeah, and Russell Brand, people like that. Sam Harris, amazing podcast, and they're all well established. They're very. I'm not. I need to listen to more podcasts.
Yeah.
Incredible ones out there. Canadian girl showed me one about a guy who does anonymous conversations with complete normal people. You know, who've been through a lot of shit, and goes like, oh, "Share your story," similar to what I'm doing. You know. And so that guy again, he's ahead of me. You know, he's been doing this for a year or 2 already. So well done to that guy. I'll try and remember the name of the podcast. You know, and send it to him and just see what he thinks. And get tips. You know, and go, how did you get that information out of that person? You made them feel that relaxed.
Yeah, that's right.
They share, you know. People share their stories, and it's honestly, there's a big change coming. I honestly feel that, and I think, like, I'm an eternal optimist, and I want to say in the next 10 years, you know, that humanity can get to a point where we're not afraid as much as AI, because AI is a big concern. That for me is still the thing that I wrestle with a little and go, okay. I honestly think humanity is going to be okay based on technology and people like yourself and other guys that I've met on the pod, everyone that's done podcast. I'm like, okay, faith in humanity again, restored, you know. So I think that's okay, but the whole artificial intelligence stuff, that's the scary part, because we're going to lose control of that thing, you know. I think it's a little too late.
That's we need to be ready. I mean, you know.
Yeah, we need to be mentally.
Exactly, like. Ready. You know, science is one of the most amazing things that we have. You know, it's such a beautiful way to stimulate your mind and your intelligence. You know. But the thing is that, for example, you take nuclear weapon. Well, scientifically speaking, this is a great thing.
Yeah.
This is, but then it's a weapon.
Good is amazing.
You know.
Bad is, yeah.
Yeah. So again, like the discussion with football, how can you place yourself? How can you agree or disagree on? Okay, I think this is amazing because it's about science. But what I do is actually creating deadly weapons, you know. And the situation is that we have amazing scientists that wakes up in the morning and want to work on things, you know. And so they look at the world and they say, okay, what can I work on with? All right, this is what we need. This is what we need. Okay, I'm gonna work on nuclear weapons. I'm gonna work on this shit and this shit. But if we change the whole game around, maybe those scientists will take their great mind and their time to think about other way, you know, and they are the only one to know what they want to create, you know. But you don't have to use your mind to create chemical weapons or whatever, which is scientifically speaking impressive, you know.
It is.
But you can still do things with another mind, which is more a human being mind, you know. Like, how can I use my knowledge today to help people? Like, I've been studying marketing and business management at university. It is. So they would teach you how to kind of trick people, how to manipulate people, how you can actually make someone believe that he needs a product, and how you can do whatever it takes to make that person purchase that product, you know, and then again and again, you know. Like nowadays we believe in economy of scale, so we believe that I don't want you to buy 1 Coke, I want you to buy 3 Coke, all right? Because it's cheaper for me to produce it, and I believe in volume, I don't believe in value anymore. This is the way that the world works. And what happens is that we are using and wasting resources on a daily basis that are completely stupid. Exactly, completely stupid. If you take on average a fridge, 1 out of 3 of your fridge is going on the garbage. No matter who you are, no matter what you are, where you are, statistically speaking, 1/3 of your fridge is going on the garbage. And this is nothing. You have families that will throw about half, and it's big family.
Or they put their plate too high and they go, fuck, I can't
and can you actually blame them when you go in the shop and you have a Coke at $4.50, but then you have 2 Cokes at $5?
Yeah.
You'll be like, oh yeah, of course, I take 2 Cokes, I'm winning on that one. So you think that you're winning, but what we want to you do thing is that you win on that one.
Yeah. Everyone wins.
But you're not actually winning shit. You know, because we are expecting you to buy 2 Coke, and if you don't do it, then we fucking win because you pay your Coke $4.50. You know,
extra,
but we expect you to pay $2.50 each, which is already a lot. So you know that's the things, and you've been studying that. Then you go into deep study of capitalism and the way it works. The fact that sometimes, and I recommend that book 1984. I haven't read it. I'm on my way to read it. That nowadays everything that's happening around us has been created by humans. So we talking poverty, we talking hunger, you know. So if at the end of the month you are scared and you feel like you need to pay your rent, it's because when you walk down the street you see homeless people. You have this in front of your eyes every goddamn day, and so this scares you, and it's kind of a control that they have on us. So we would pay the rent. We would think about, okay, we need that house. We need to spend money on accommodation and stuff. They would do the same thing with food, you know, like, oh no, I don't want to starve in the street. I told you yesterday about that picture, which is true. I remember I was walking down the streets in Belgium, in Brussels, and you have those restaurants in the streets, all right, heaps of restaurants, where you would pay a bolognese spaghetti about, I don't know, 20 euro. It's a touristic place, you know. It costs maybe $1.50, $2, €3, at max to produce it, you know. So they would pay about 10 times to 5 times the price that it's worth. But in front of that restaurant, you have someone asking for money, begging, you know. And people would be just stoic because they would think, oh, this is normal. I go in the street, I know there's homeless people, starving people asking for money, and I know I'm gonna buy a bolognese which worth 10 times the price, and it's not actually good, you know. But they feel alright because because this is the way it always been. We have poverty, we have homeless people, and we have people that can afford things, and people accept the situation right now. But deeply, no one is okay with that because we all looking for the same thing.
You still feel guilt. You feel a little pain.
Exactly. Like, I believe would be compassion. It's not pity, or it can be pain, but I think it's compassion.
It is,
that you feel, you know.
We're suppressing it.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know, that's a very interesting point.
We all want the same thing. We all want to be happy and make each other happy. And sometimes the way we use it are not the right one because we believe that it depends on other people. And other people can be wrong on what you have the idea of those people. So you would fight them, you know, so you can actually sort of be happy. And this is the wrong idea. And this is the cycle that we are right now. And I have that picture of my grandchild who would be in a museum of capitalism, and he would see that picture of that homeless person bargaining in front of that restaurant, expensive restaurant. And I believe, and I picture my grandchild asking me, Granddad, how is this possible? Like, I don't understand why there is someone asking food in front of a restaurant when another person is ready to pay 5 times the price of what it's worth, you know? And you would struggle to explain that, but this is happening right now. You go in the street, no matter where you are, this is a situation you will find, you know? And this is something we can change, you know.
For sure.
We can change. We need people that dedicate their life to it, and this is happening. But we can change that, you know. And this is the whole thing about it. It's the beauty and the beast as well, because we can make this place a lot better, as it is not a good place, you know. And so I picture that grandchild asking me, for who, for why? I mean, but
keep
just
asking why.
Struggling because. He wouldn't understand that we gave up on humanity, you know. Like, have you ever seen a flag of human beings? So you have about, I don't know, 200 to 300 different flags recognized as countries, you know. Have you ever seen one flag of humanity?
No.
I haven't.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I haven't.
Yeah, that's
nice, you know, not saying that we should, not because it would be like sort of a, I don't know, gathering or whatever, you call it whatever. We don't have humanity flag, you know. We don't have.
Well, okay.
So maybe we're expecting to have aliens so we can actually get all along with each other. We'd be like, oh, but actually, kind of you're not black or you're not Muslim anymore. You're fucking human beings because we have aliens to deal on the other side with.
Dude.
So maybe this is...
We come together in crisis, for sure.
Exactly.
It's always been the case. But that's fascinating. Man. Well, that sets up nicely. The next time we talk, we'll talk about your rainbow idea, you know?
Yeah,
that's... educate people about the rainbow.
That's a really big deal in my life, the rainbow. I would be really happy to go through it, because what I say, and I told you, and this is really important, no matter who you are, no matter what your knowledges are, no matter how you want this place to be better, the only thing that matters is actions. All right, you can have a great mind, you can have that will, that deep will of helping people, you can have deep compassion, true love of people, but only action matters at the end of the day. So wake up in the morning and make it happen out there, you know. And it doesn't matter what scale you're dealing with, you know. There's people that think that they can change the whole world, and that's good on them. Work on that, you know. There's people that know they cannot do it, but they would do little things. We know exactly what we're talking about, because this is something in Nepal you have the opportunity to do on a daily basis, you know, like on an hourly basis. You want to help people, you don't know how to help people, come here, my man. Come here, go in Qatar, go in Bangladesh, go traveling anywhere in the world. Help is all around us.
Talk to local people.
Exactly.
And like a smile you'll get instantly by just going, hey man, you're right. To any Nepali guy, he's like, oh god, a nice foreigner, that's weird. Where are you from, man? You're like, oh, I'm from England.
Exactly.
Oh, that's cool. I like England. You're like, what, do you? Okay, you know London, that's about it. You don't know anything else, that's cool, man. You still like England. They're just friendly guys. Like, you're not going to get stabbed by talking to a local person from their own country, you know, if you say it in a nice way, you know. They just won't stab you. So release your fear would be my fucking key, man.
Exactly, release your fear. You don't know who is under the jacket, you know. It can be anyone, you know. Yesterday we talked to that person. People would at first sight call him crazy, or they would be scared because he was in the middle of the street, sort of screaming, talking. We are not scared because we are kind of used to those situations through our journey. But some people, especially in England or in Belgium, they would get scared, they would not understand, they would judge and stuff. But when you actually take your time to speak with that person, you can see that it's a well-educated person that has a degree in law, that has strong knowledges, you know, and that probably screwed by the system, and probably he wanted to find a way out and he couldn't, and so he struggled in his mind about, okay, this is my knowledge, this is the world that I'm living in, I don't agree with that, I don't want to use that knowledge the way people use it today, I don't know what to do with them, and this is a reason to get mad, to get crazy. It drives you mad, you know.
It literally drives you mad. And everyone has this a mini crisis like this. And everyone knows it, what it feels like to feel a little bit mad. I do, honestly, I think I go a little bit mad, maybe even once a day. I'll have that same thing in my head, and I'm like, what, really? What are you talking about? And there'll be two voices in your head, and you're like, you're right, fuck it, chill out, man, chill the fuck out, calm down, take a breath, it's all good. Like, everyone has this shit, like, that's why, like, I don't know, the more you think about it, the more you talk about it, the more you actually express it in words, the easier shit becomes, you know.
Yeah, that's fucking true.
And language is key, you know, getting people talking, just get talking to every fucker, you know. That's my rule, I'm starting to live by it. I'm not quite there yet, I don't say hello to everyone, but I try. I think 80% of people now who I walk past in the street, I'll say namaste at least. You know?
Yeah, but I saw yesterday, I think I can definitely understand what you're saying right now, because I lived that situation with you when you were walking down the street and we stopped you for a tea and you said I don't have money, so you were actually struggling with your chimp, you know, saying, okay, am I in an okay situation? Am I going to do this? Should I deny it? Should I accept it? Should I open my heart, or should I keep on and carry on with a narrow mind, or doing my things, you know? So you ask yourself heaps of questions, but during that time the conversation goes on, so you have more and more information about how you should feel about it, and you end up having a tea with us, and this is the situation, you know. We rent a room together, so we share a good price. It was profitable for both of us. Now we are sharing good stories. I'm really grateful that I met you, that you have great stories, you know. And what you're doing is just amazing. I love that, because it's about actions, you know. It's about actions,
and it's simple. It's fucking easy action.
It is.
This is costing me nothing. I'm enjoying this conversation.
Exactly.
I just got a free fucking app on my phone. Just downloaded it, and now we just record what I say.
Exactly.
I put it on the internet. It costs me half an hour if I really want to. I'm going to do a bit more work because I want to market it well and learn how to market it. You know?
And this is the example, and this is an action on how to use your knowledge and what you expect from the world on the right way. You know, you think you want to share things, you want to tell people what other people think about whatever the conversation is. You know, it can be deep, we can talk about love, we can talk about compassion, we can talk about inner peace, it can be really deep, we can talk about society, we can talk about, you know, manipulation, obedience, control.
Definitely.
Or we can talk about football, you
Bingo.
know, we can talk about whatever.
Rick and Morty,
fucking Rick and Morty was amazing yesterday.
We could talk about Rick and Morty for 2 days and literally not run out of content.
Yeah, exactly.
It's amazing, man. Literally, like you can. I find I'm getting to the stage now where, like I said, I find everyone interesting. Everyone's got their own insight. Everyone's a teacher. Everyone's a pupil. We went through this concept.
We all teachers. We all students. You know?
And so you know, well, hell, I could probably talk to one person for a year. I honestly could, like, not all the fucking time, but you know, every day I could live with a person for a year.
Yeah.
And just know them and get to know them and keep asking questions. And they'll come up with new ideas and you'll be like, oh, that's interesting. I don't think like that.
Yeah.
Goes, okay.
Yeah, it's true.
Open mindset. Easy, man.
It is true.
Mate. Well, I'm going to pause it there, dude.
Yeah, you go right.
I think I'm already. Oh shit! I'm too late for Santos, man. I'm gonna have to find him.
Bankwood Bear Productions.
Cheap and chill.